and welcome back to the Over 40s Fitness Podcast. My name is Tristan Lowe, and here we are, third week in February. It's a late Sunday night, and I'm holding up, for those of you watching on YouTube, a book, Arthritis for Dummies, okay? And I was just looking at this book the other day in my collection of books that I've got all around my house on the body, and the reason being is because I have a sore back. I've had a bit of back pain for the last 7 to 10 days, maybe a bit longer. I pulled my back training, and it's my lumbar spine, the lumbar as it goes in towards the sacral area, and they can normally, for me, they can take anything between 1 to 2 weeks to go, maybe into the third week. But if it's just a quick pull, 2 or 3 days. If I've really pulled it hard and hurt it hard and a little bit of nerve impingement or something like that, it can take 2 to 3 weeks. Whereas for some people, this can take years. And that's why I picked up one of these books, just to read something else about the body, the bones, ligaments, tendons, the spine, arthritis, whether it is arthritis or not, and we've probably all got it. So books, all right, my subject today is not about the back, it's not about my sore lower back either. It's about, I think that we should invest in books, hardbacks, softbacks, big books, small books, pictures, no pictures, go down your local shop. Get to your local bookshop, preferably your local bookshop, and if you can't find one there, then go online and buy a book about the body. Buy a book on body composition, on strengths and weaknesses, on a particular sport or fitness or nutrition. Don't just keep going on to TikTok or whatever it's called nowadays, or Twitter or X, whatever they call it nowadays. Although I upload my videos to YouTube, I actually come from a health and fitness background. I've been in the industry for quite some time now, totaling 17 years. And sometimes it feels like 17 minutes, and other times it feels like 170 years. But invest. Go and spend anything between £5 and £30 on a quality book you can keep in your house and that you can go to for reference. Exercises, nutrition, why should we get outdoors, why should we train indoors? Learn about your skeletal frame, learn about arthritis. This book here, Arthritis for Dummies, I think I got it off eBay about 5 or 6 years ago. They're about £14-15 to buy it brand new. I think I got it for £4 or maybe just below that. And I can see where the previous owner has actually gone through a couple of pages and used a kind of highlighter pen or something like that to highlight 1 or 2 paragraphs in it. And this book here is a total of 350 pages, all about arthritis and studying it and looking at it and working with it, and the amount of information on here. But what I'll do, I'll go to a particular page that I want, whether it be the rest, the exercise, who to consult, how to get tested for, when does it start for a certain person, at what age, men, women, young or old, foods, medicine, treatments, and how to live with it and cope with it. So there could be another book that I might go in, one of my study books on nutrition. Talking of which, stay right there. And as if by magic, arthritis for dummies has now become nutrition for dummies. Just like that, look. All right, so, and you can see there's a pattern emerging here. I got this one for $2.99 from an Oxfam shop quite some time ago. And I tried to keep my books in good condition because I can go to them for reference. And then if any one of my friends, family, or personal training or sports massage clients was to ask me something, I wouldn't just go on Google. I'd always cross-reference it with my books as well. So there you go. Arthritis for Dummies, Nutrition for Dummies. All right. The dummy part, call it what you want. These books sell. There's a culture now of people not reading books, not going to the bookshop, not buying one online, not borrowing one from a friend or family member or from a library. I've got a library card. I joined the library in Lincoln City Centre just over a year ago, maybe a bit more, I can't remember. And I've not been a member of a library before that for, it must have been 15 years plus. And it's nice to go in there about once every 2 or 3 months and just walk around. Sometimes I won't even get a book out. I'll just look at a couple of the titles. Sometimes I do. I'm travelling again this year. I'm going to China. So I'll go in there and borrow a book for, I think it's 3 weeks you get. I can't remember. And I'll just read a few facts about China before I go. Because I always like to have a few facts in my head. I won't just go on Google or YouTube. I go to library. In fact, someone actually bought me a book on China, so I'll go to that as reference as well. I do happen to know a few people that do read books, buy books, collect books, stories, biographies, autobiographies. But I'd say get one on reference, get one about your body. If you are suffering with excess body weight, buy a book on how to lose body weight. Word of advice, don't go for celebrity books. Don't go for whoever the local celebrity, the flavour of the month is this week or this year on health and fitness. Someone that only last week was a cook, or someone that only last week was a jester on one of these, TV channels. They're the ones that can quite often sell quickly. But grand opening, grand closing, I call those ones, because quite often these celebrities, they don't come from anatomy and physiology background, and often they're not sports. Now, if it's an athlete, fair enough. An ex-athlete, a current athlete. If it's someone that's actually competed in sports, someone that's actually practiced physiotherapy, sports massage therapy, personal training, chiropractic, osteopath, a doctor, a GP, a nutritionist, even down to a dental surgeon, because dentists have to study the jaw, the head, the anatomy and physiology, of the whole body. But they know a lot about some nutrition as well. So get a book from someone that isn't a celebrity. Now they may have become a celebrity because their book sell so well, but they didn't start out a TV, celebrity or TV comedian. I'd say to avoid those. Do your research. Also, don't go for too many books that are 50% of the book is pictures. What that means is 50% of the time the author or the publishers didn't have anything to say. Anyone can download pictures off the internet and cut and paste them and stick them in their book. It's very unlikely that they've got a photographer to stand there for 3 weeks taking photos of pictures of rice or a banana or a glass of water. So avoid books where every other page is a picture. It means they've not got a lot to say. That doesn't mean to say buy a book that looks like a Bible, or Encyclopedia Britannica, where it's going to take you 5 years to read it. Go for something where there may be a graphic every 5th or 6th page. I don't know the numbers, but certainly not a colouring book for kids. There's a sense of ownership as well when you get a book, because you've bought it, you've paid for it, you've gone to the shop, you've gone online if you have to, and it's physical, it's tangible. You can look at it and feel it. You can even smell it. People always smell books brand new when they get them, like we do when we buy a brand new pair of shoes or running shoes in the box. I do it with vinyl. And you'll keep it. And someone will always flip through it. They come to your house, they come to your workplace, they'll always flip through it, whether they read one page or half a page. I look at books like vinyl almost as history and furniture, if you know what I mean, as part of the house or part of my personality, not just my profession. And I think as well that possibly if you've paid for a book, bought it and read it, and sometimes you might read it again all the way through verbatim, or you might just go for reference, you might retain that information either quicker or for longer. And my thought process is that when you're reading a book during the day, after dinner, when you go to bed, ordinarily there's not much else you can do at the same time. Yes, you can have the TV on in the background, you could have the radio on in the background, a bit of music playing, you could be in any room in your house. But whilst you're holding and reading that book, there's not much else you can do. Some people read a book in bed, some people sat in the garden in summer, some people do it in the bath. If I've got some injuries or aches or pains in winter, I'll put the bath with loads of hot water in, bit of Epsom salts, and I might take a book in there for 5 minutes, but ordinarily I have to throw it to the side because otherwise I'll drop it and it'll get wet. Do that, because just like rock climbing, when you're climbing, the body and brain are working together. There's not much else you can do. It will take your mind off something else that could be creeping in because you can't let go of your handholds or your footholds. You are completely dialed into climbing in the same way, when you're reading a book. Plus also it's pretty good for your health, because you read a book at night for anything between 5 minutes and half an hour. It's better than watching late night TV, or drinking caffeine drinks or eating sugary foods late at night, or mindlessly scrolling through social media channels at 11 o'clock at night. better to have a warm drink or a cold drink, go to bed and read a book, and it'll help relax your body and brain. Whether you take that information in well enough or not, because it's now 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, doesn't matter. You can retain whatever part you want. You can go back to it the next day. Yeah. So something for those of you that are looking to get into fitness or understanding more about the body. Yeah. I know they cut down a lot of trees for these things, you know, all around the world. So I can't help you there. But what I would say is contribute towards the industry, the book industry. And the best thing about it is, if you don't want to keep it and no one wants it from you, you can take it back to a shop, give it to a charity shop, let someone else enjoy that book thereafter. That's how I get some of my books. That's it. Short one today. Just a little thing for you to think about. If you've got a fitness or health book on the body yourself, let me know. You know, make a comment on the YouTube channel on the episode and tell us what book you've read about the body, because I'll be quite interested. All right, that's it. Over 40s Fitness with Tristan Lowe. This is the podcast. You can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, or Apple Podcasts, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Quick, nice, easy one tonight. A nice, soft and fluffy one compared to my previous one or a couple of weeks ago. That's it. Feel free to ask questions. And yeah, until the next one, I think this is episode 84. Signing out. Thanks for watching and listening.